Okay. Versatile Vigilante, Young Vince, Uncle Vinny. Got a very special episode and a very special guest. Real Toronto legend, man. I don't say that lightly. Mr. Sonny Visual in the cut.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, bro. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you today?
I'm doing good, man. This is a long time coming. We've been talking for a little while. Glad to get this interview in. Very, very excited.
Yes.
Anyone who's been a fan of Toronto music in the last, coming up 10 years, really.
Yeah, it's been, this November will be 9 years.
9 years in the game, man. That says a lot.
A full 9 years. So it's going into the 10th year now.
A decade.
Yes.
A decade, bro. If anyone who's been a fan for the last 10 years, you know this guy. You might not have seen his face, but you know his work, you know his videos. And honestly, bro, I just wanted to talk to you to ask you some questions, see what's been going on. So 10 years in the game, how does that feel?
It's been a long journey, you know. It's a lot of ups and downs, mostly ups. It's been interesting to see how everything's progressed, not only like with the music, but all the new directors and just seeing how it's just exploded.
100%, bro. Your story's so interesting, and actually something recent, like Smiley reposted a bunch of new
some of the old videos.
And you did all those videos years ago, man. That must have been a pretty crazy thing to see.
2015, late 2014 when we started those, right?
100%.
So he's been around, 9-10 years as well.
Yes, absolutely, bro. All those Pelham guys have been doing their thing. I thought it was a good look for him to kind of re-put those out.
Yes.
Absolutely, man. It's kind of crazy to see where some of these guys have gotten too, right?
Yeah. No, I'm happy to see that kind of stuff, right? You want to see people progress and, you know, achieve their goals and their dreams.
100%, bro. So I know you've done an interview before. It's been a little while. Just to give maybe some new fans a little bit of information about you, how'd you get into the videography game in the first place?
So I guess you could say I started in high school. We had a little film class in there, you know, easy credits. But I've always been into visual arts, you know, drawing, painting stuff. We used to do skateboarding and stuff back in the day, so we tried to make our own videos. And yeah, I just always had cameras around me. Then after high school, I tried to do, you know, the 1-2 little jobs here and there. That stuff never works out. Right. And I just said, I'm not gonna work for nobody else ever again. And just kind of found myself in this path.
Were you a hip-hop kid? Because I think we're about the same age. I see you posting, you know, French Montana, Max B and shit, my shit. Were you a big, rap fan?
Been listening for years, since 2002, 3, around those times.
100%.
Right, watching MTV every day after school, BET, all the music videos. So that's one thing. I'm genuinely passionate about music and the art of the videos.
I can tell, bro. You're in an industry, the rap industry, video industry, where there's a lot of people come and go, man. It's very rare to see someone with that longevity. And I don't think you could do that without being an actual fan, you know?
Right.
Really loving what you do.
And I think it shows when somebody isn't genuinely into the craft or into music, right?
100%.
You can tell when a lot of people are doing it just to be around certain people, or, you know, to try to feel like they need to fit in or something like that, right?
100%. Do you feel like that's more of a thing now than it was when you were coming into the game? Yeah.
Of course. One, because I feel like the industry is too accessible now. It's a good and a bad thing.
What do you mean by that?
Right now the price to quality ratio, just to, you know, to enter the industry, it's so small.
Right. If you make a song, you can make a video, a couple $100.
Right. The equipment, you know, is relatively cheap compared to quality now. The types of stuff you can get done compared to us 10 years ago. Right, 10 years ago, we didn't have autofocus on every camera. We didn't have stabilizers. We didn't have cheap lighting, you know?
Right.
None of that stuff. It was one, expensive, very expensive to get into, and just not as, you couldn't do as much stuff.
You really had to pay to play.
Yeah.
If you had to put down a lot of money just to get started. Real shit.
Yeah.
What was the first kind of rapper or artist you really locked in with, where you're like, damn, I have chemistry with this guy and we can really make something happen?
I would say probably the first guy that really believed in my craft. He goes by P80, R.I.P.
R.I.P. P80, man. I saw you worked quite a bit with him, and he's from a period of time too that I really remember fondly in Toronto rap.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. And that shows you too, like, this rap shit is pretty serious.
Yep.
This video shit is very serious.
I always respected him too. He bought me a couple equipments back in the days, right?
Very dope.
So
the city of Toronto, we hear a lot of the time, it's like a screw-face capital, dragging each other down.
Yes.
Have you seen that improve over the 10 years you've been in the game? Got worse, about the same?
It's about the same.
Yeah.
Right. I wish more people could work together, but then at the same time, a lot of it is competition as well. So you can only do so much, right?
It's a great way to put it, man. Do you feel like there's competition between like directors in this city, or you guys have a pretty good rapport most of the time?
Like you see certain people working together and teaming up on edits and stuff like that, maybe doing shoots together. But like I said, there's only so much you could try to share with each other, right? Because even though it seems like the industry is quite big here, it's not.
Right.
Right.
It's a small city.
There's only so much money to go around, so much talent to go around, right? So
100%, especially if this is your main way of making a living.
Right.
Putting food on the table, literally.
Pretty much.
You're someone that's always been interesting to me too, because again, you've been around a long time. You've seen a bunch of different eras in the city. You've worked with a ton of different artists. What do you think makes about you that artists are comfortable with working with you? Because that's a big thing.
What makes them comfortable to work with me?
Yeah, because let me like, I've heard a producer say this before, where they're like, yo, I'm a good producer, maybe I'm not the best in the world, but like, I'm cool to be around, they trust me, like, it's a vibe. Do you feel like that you kind of have a similar style about yourself?
Yeah, of course. Maybe it's because where I grew up, or just personality in general. I don't know how I would say it. I feel like some people, they try too hard. It comes across as forced, right?
Right.
I'm just there to do the job, make sure everything comes out right, and just try to just keep it natural, right?
100%, man. That's a big thing, and I think, especially in this Toronto shit, you touch on a good point. A lot of trying to be something that we're not, when you don't need to be, man.
Yeah.
Like, you look at someone like yourself, someone like Smiley, like, you're yourselves, and it's gotten you so far. I think those are good examples to see,
Yeah.
Very cool, man. You're also someone that you're not afraid to put your opinions out there on. So I see you on social media. I see, you're outspoken guy. Something like that. You feel like it's important to if you feel something, let me say it. Of
course, right? That's important. You should never, how would I say it? Like, I feel like you shouldn't have to filter yourself just to get acceptance or whatever.
Completely agree.
Right? If people don't like you for you, that's cool.
Completely agree, bro. Did you find, and I asked you that because I feel I'm kind of going through that too, where it's like trying to play a line. Like, do I say what I want to say, or do I just be cool with everybody? Did you ever have a time where you're like, nah, fuck it, man, I don't want to just be a politician, I want to be myself? Was there a thing where you're like, nah, fuck it, man? It's like putting yourself out there.
Yeah, just like I said, it's important to just always be yourself, keep it real.
100%.
Right, the right things will come to you.
100%. In the 10, like coming up on 10 years of being a director, what's the biggest change you've seen in yourself?
In terms of like in the industry or just in general?
In general, bro, because you were a kid when you started, really, right?
Yeah.
You're a grown man now.
Yeah.
Like, what are some things that maybe you'd used to do that you're like, you know what, I'm over that, or you just learned to handle yourself a little differently?
I think over the the last like 9-10 years, right? For the most part, I've stayed the same. But I think you learn to look at more things like for the face value for what it is, right?
Okay.
You don't become as impressed with a lot of things as easily, right?
That's growth. I like that too, where it's like, all the flashy shit, all the expensive things, it doesn't really matter.
You learn a lot of things it's kind of just an image, right? Sometimes you think there's like it's a great opportunity or whatever, right? And then you'll do whatever it is, and then you realize like that that wasn't it.
Right.
So over time you learn to kind of spot that stuff out and see what's really worth your time and what's not, right? It just, like I said, I guess over the 10 years we just experience. That's the word, experience.
That's the word. And that experience, I think we've talked about this a little bit too, where that experience, it can't be taught to you. Like, you need to literally go through that. And I think it's so important for someone like yourself to share your story because, again, I'm saying this 10 years in the game thing, but to me, that's a huge accomplishment, bro, because so many people come and go.
There's not a lot of people that can do that in any industry. Any
industry, man, especially the one that you're in. So you're a huge resource for the city, bro. Like, for you to be able to share gems, very, very important, man. You've been through it all. You've seen the Casper, Smiley, you worked with Pressa, YG, like all these guys that are popping now, you've worked with, and you're working with the younger generation too.
Past generation, yeah, everybody.
Huge, bro. Do you feel like kind of a sense of responsibility for maybe the younger guys you're working with now to pass on some of this experience that you've come up with
to the artists?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll see some of the mindset that they might have, or little visions and stuff, and I get where they're coming from, from like a younger point of view, but with the experience I've gained over the years, I can show them from now, like, no, let's not do it like this, maybe follow this path, or give them some advice, and just try to push them more in the right direction of the music and what to do or whatever, right?
You feel like they listen?
I do.
Yeah. That's what it is, bro. When they have someone that's cool, that's done it, I think people do listen. I think it's when someone where it's like, they've never done shit, why are they telling me something? That's when people don't listen, know?
Exactly.
So I think that you're a valuable commodity in the city, man. Fucking Sonny Visual.
Yes.
Legend. And we were talking a little bit before the interview. I view you as part of like a kind of a golden era of Toronto directors, man, because you, Brown Guy Made It, M Works,
Shoutout M Works.
Shoutout M Works, man. You guys are super important.
That's another guy. I think within, it was the first 2 or 3 months when I started, he hit me up, just to connect, and we became really good friends after that.
That's super
for a long
cool,
time.
Man. That's super cool.
So he believed in me, right away as well.
Because you guys probably started around the same time, right?
I think he was maybe at least 2 years prior to me, right? And then he saw what I was doing and just really liked the work. And then, we just connected, and we ended up just, like I said, just becoming really close friends after.
Love that story, man. Shoutout M Works. That's huge, man. Both of you guys, again, I look to you. We're in different lanes a little bit, of course, but I look at you guys as extremely strong work ethics, man. You've had runs where you're dropping video after video. I see you posting. You're at a lot of shows still. You're on outside still. That work ethic, you've always had that.
Of course, right? That's the only way you can succeed in anything.
100%, bro. That's again a huge lesson because you can pay for a 6 buzz post, you can pay for the hottest producer, hottest director. If you don't stay consistent with it, it goes to shit, really.
Right, and that's like, yes, it's true. That's with anything, especially even in music. You'll some artists might get mad or jealous or whatever that another artist that they believe is not as good as them is blowing up. But the difference is that other artist might be dropping one video every month, 2 songs every month, whatever, as opposed to the guy that's better, but you're doing one a year.
Real shit. It's like that.
It's all about consistency with everything.
It really is, man.
Like, you could be the best at anything, but if you're not putting it out there, how's anyone gonna know?
Very well said. It's like sports, man. We've heard it since we were kids. Like, practice makes perfect. You got to keep practicing. Hard work beats talent. All these fucking cliches. It turned out to all be true.
Right.
You get a little older, you see it's all true.
Right.
Hilarious. Who had the best work ethic that you've worked with? That's I'm interested to hear that.
In, like, music-wise?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah?
Yeah. A lot of people do have good work ethic. I find most Toronto artists do.
Okay.
But I think the main problem is they just hoard their music too much.
Make it and don't put it out.
Yeah, and I know every producer in the city, engineer, other videographers, we know what certain artists have, and it's not out there. And I think one of the other problems is a lot of these songs, in my opinion, could actually change the sound, right? And that could be the new sound, but a lot of people is too focused on fitting in and just doing what they think people want to hear.
Got you, and it holds them back.
And it holds them back because, like I said, I have and I've heard a lot of unreleased music, and that needs to be out there.
100%, bro. I feel like it's kind of a fear thing, where it's like, oh, what if I'm taking this risk and people don't like it?
A little bit.
Then I'm getting clowned. Meanwhile, that's what great art is. You got to take those chances.
And the same thing goes with the music videos as well. I find some artists are scared to take the risk with the videos and doing different kinds of ideas and concepts because they might be afraid how they'll be judged or looked at, right? But at the end of the day, you have to realize it's the entertainment industry, right? And if you really want to make it far, you got to be different. If you do sign to a label or something later, they're gonna be making you do all these types of ideas anyways, and if that's not something you're comfortable with, you might want to rethink what you're doing, or just get comfortable and take those steps.
That's really good advice, man. You're absolutely right, because you're right. How many times can you see like a car and a couple bitches dancing? Like, it's been done a million times.
It's the same video over and over and over.
Exactly right. And that's a good point too, where it's like the guys that are willing to put themselves out there will probably go to those next levels.
Right.
Someone I feel like, I don't know if you've worked with Mula. He's someone I feel like does a good job of that, of, people can clown him for what he's doing, but he's doing shit that we haven't really seen too much of, right? So
yes, the videos are good. Another person that's good at, I like his ideas that he does for the music videos. Black of the Dawn.
Yes.
Even his music in general.
A little different.
It's different.
Even those early Smiley videos you did, I felt were quite different.
For the time.
Because the 9 on Me, that was one of my favorite Smiley songs, man. And the video's so crazy. That was
a good day.
It
was a good day. Yeah.
You got any memories of that day?
It was so long ago, but it was fun.
That's a flex, bro, to be in the game this long and be like, man, that was a fun day a long time ago.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Everything I've done is fun. I've enjoyed it all.
To this day, you still enjoying what you're doing?
I do. I've cut back on it, A little more, not like selective with what I shoot, but I think just the quantity of what I shoot, I've just really cut down.
Which is, I think it comes to a point where you got to make that decision. It's like, I could make all this shit, but maybe let's be a little more selective. And I see you're working with like a Korean artist too.
He's Tibetan.
Tibetan.
Yes.
And that's dope too. Like, that's a completely different look.
We went to school together, right? So that's how we linked up.
Very cool.
Yep.
And that makes sense too. The Parkdale influence for you.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes.
You still in the Parkdale scene?
Of course.
How do you feel Toronto's changed as a whole? Like, not just from a music vibe. You're a Toronto citizen.
Yeah.
You're a Toronto staple. Cities change all the time. You feel a change in the city? Positive, negative?
Negative.
Negative.
It's went down.
In what way? I'm curious to hear.
Every aspect.
Okay. Socially?
Just everything. Easiest way to put it.
Okay.
Just think of anything, it just went down.
Nightlife?
Went down. It's terrible.
Women?
It is, everything.
Everything, eh? Do you feel like that was a COVID thing?
Yeah, worse after COVID, of course. The whole world's different. Just, there's a whole different energy.
I feel like, bro, the whole COVID shit, not to get too political, this is more just as people living, to shut the world down for 2 years and change, like, that's a fucking huge thing, man.
Yeah, it's not right.
I completely agree with you. You did some traveling recently, too. We talked off camera.
Yeah,
you went to Peru.
Yep.
Was that nice to maybe get out of the Toronto bubble, see some different...
Yeah, that was the first time I traveled since the beginning of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, January 2020, I went to Korea. I was gonna do a bunch of work in the music scene over there. So I was there for like 2-3 weeks. I was meeting with people. Came back, a week later, it's like COVID. So all those plans got shut down, right?
Bro, that's a underrated topic too, because you were moving around. I was moving around quite a bit, had a bunch of plans, and then COVID's there.
Yeah.
That, I think, forced us to really adapt very quickly, man. Because I don't know about you, but I fucking knew it. Like, this wasn't going to last a short amount of time. This was going to go. How did it change? Because, you couldn't really be doing as many videos as you were during that time. How did you move around?
It was hard because, right, as everybody remembers, a lot of indoor places were shut down. Everything had to be outdoors. A lot of people were scared that, the feds would pull up and ticket you for groups of 8 people.
Bro, remember they had the caution tape on fucking kids' playgrounds and shit?
Yeah.
And I'm not forgetting that shit, man. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's
nuts. And then, how did you move around that as a director, though? Like, what were you doing?
It was hard. But, you just got to do what you got to do. Make it work.
Versatility.
Right.
100%, bro. When it was finally time to go across the border again, you got to Peru, did you learn anything about, damn, bro, the world is much bigger than what we just have here?
Oh, yeah. I went, I seen one of the, 7 wonders of the world, right? Machu Picchu. That was cool. You see it in photos, you're like, do I want to go there? Then you go there. It's crazy.
Eye-opening.
7
wonders of the world, man, for real.
So I seen one of them. I got 6 more to go, right?
Yes, 100%. Got a Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I asked you about the travel because I think that's something that in Toronto is a thing where we get so caught up in Toronto, and then you realize, bro, you go a couple hours away even, no one knows anything that's going on here, man.
They don't. And then you realize once you come back, a lot of things here just ain't it.
100%. Because I feel like it humbles you in a way too, right? It's like, you're not that important.
No.
None of us are.
No.
Which I think makes you a better person and probably makes you a better artist too.
Yeah, I think the part about traveling sometimes that actually makes that eye-opening experience is not necessarily your destination. But it's like when you're in the plane and you're looking down and everything's so small, you realize how big the world really is.
Right. Even on like if you're traveling by like a bus for some part, you're on a sweaty, cramped bus. You're like, oh, bro, I'm not shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we're all the fucking same right now.
Right.
I think that's good, man. I think that humility can help you as an artist too, right? Like, make more shit happen.
Create more inspiration, everything.
Exactly. Coming back from that trip, did you feel inspired?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Get right to work.
Yes.
Love that. Do you have artists where they ever give you the keys fully on a video? Like, yo, Sonny, this is my budget. Let's do something sick.
See, you wish it could be that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always like that. And I know a lot of directors.
Got some directors laughing in the background too.
I know a lot of directors. A lot of the time, we just show up, and there's no plan. Like everything's just kind of in the moment. Sometimes, and I said this in the last interview years ago too. A lot of the times, you don't even hear the song till you get there.
Yeah. So how
That's
can
crazy.
you plan?
That's
how can
crazy.
you plan ahead? How can you
Right.
have ideas?
So then you just find yourself pointing your camera at just anything and fuck, hope it works out.
Yeah, real shit. Do you feel like there's kind of unfair expectations as a director sometimes? Because I know you touched on that in the Friday interview as well, where you're kind of like, it's not really my job to promote your shit. Do you still feel like that's something that you have to deal with?
Yeah, it depends on the artist, right? When it comes to the newer ones, I guess they feel that's more of your job, right, to help them out.
Right.
Or they'll want to work with you in hopes that your page might
Blow up.
give them more exposure or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, there's only so much like we could really do, right?
Real shit. What do you do as a person, bro? Because again, like, you're Sonny Visual, director, legend, but you're also a person.
Right.
What do you do outside of this shit, man?
Yeah, I just try to do me, do a lot of stuff. I guess mainly traveling and.
What's next on the wish list?
To go visit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might go. I want to go back to Korea to work, just for the music scene, because it's amazing over there. It's huge.
What kind of music is it? Like K-pop?
They have everything. It's like K-pop, rap, just everything. It's almost the way the industry grew there. It's almost like the U.S. in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Okay.
It's big budget, just everything.
Bad boy vibes.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's very dope, bro. You didn't get a chance to film out there the first time, right?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna be super excited to see that Sonny Visual Korean films, man.
It's gonna be good.
That's gonna be fucking crazy. Are you a film guy? Like, do you watch a lot of movies?
I don't actually.
No?
That's, yeah.
Interesting.
I've just always liked music.
Music was first.
Yes.
Very interesting, bro. When you started going full time in this shit too, did you have the support from your peers, from your family? Because that's always something I think about too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You told them this is what I'm going to do, and they were pretty cool with it.
Actually, I think, yeah, okay, so yeah, going back on that one, a lot of, because I grew up downtown here, right?
Yeah.
A lot of artists just know me through mutual people or stuff like that, right? So I think that's what might make me a little different from other people too, and more comfortable to work with.
Well connected.
Yes.
That's a great point, man, because I've learned that in the interview shit even. Like, yo.
Because like you could trust me.
Yes. Trust is number one, bro. Because if your word gets out that, oh, he did something kind of shady or I don't really fuck with them, that gets out too. And then that really clogs up your whole lane.
Right.
That's a great point, man. I think this is a good thing to talk about too, because we mentioned it, too concerned with what's popping, what's flashy, clout.
Yep.
yo, if your fucking name doesn't hold weight, and when I say hold weight, just solid, you're not gonna last, man.
No, you're not.
It's real shit. You've seen a lot of directors come and go as well.
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Yeah, fair to say.
What do you think the main reason why a director would pull the plug on doing what they do would be?
Some just aren't into it anymore. Some. Yeah, mainly that's it. I feel like some people just realize it ain't for them.
Yeah. Interesting, bro.
And there's nothing wrong with that either, right? Because it's not for everybody. You gotta do what's best for you.
You gotta do what's best for you, man. 100%. What do you see the Sonny Visual brand becoming as time goes on?
Expanding it into more of a team and just branching off into different lanes of video, which we currently are. We're already doing that, right?
Do you think like a short film or a full-length film or something like that?
Nothing like that. Just different. It's more different lanes of the industry.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. What are you listening to these days?
Locally or just
in general, bro? I'm curious.
It's funny because I don't even listen to too much rap music anymore. Mainly just R&B.
Okay.
Old school R&B.
90s?
90s, 2000s.
Who's your favorite? Who are you listening to right now?
R&B wise?
Yeah.
Jagged Edge. That's my favorite group.
That's an exclusive right now, man. Sonny Visual, Jagged Edge. We need a collab one day.
Yes.
It'll be fucking lit.
That's actually someone I'd really want to work with.
Very cool. I saw you did some work with Onyx too, no?
Sort of. So shout out to JD Era, right? Another Toronto legend.
Shout out JD Era.
He has a collaboration tape with Fredro Starr.
Yeah.
So the whole album's produced by him. So we got a couple of videos off of that project.
Bro, just saying that is crazy, man. Like, how many people can say they got videos for Fredro Starr? Not that many, bro. Not that many from Toronto. That's for 100% sure.
I don't know of anybody else.
There we go.
Not from here.
No.
Please.
That's a flex, man.
Yeah.
Very important shit. With
although the video we did in New York, I didn't shoot that one because that was COVID times. Couldn't fly. So that was shot. It was shot by CA Cinematic. I did all the editing and stuff.
Dope. Very dope.
But the one we did in Toronto, it's called Heat Up. I did that. I did everything.
Where'd you shoot that one?
We rented a double-decker bus, drove all around downtown.
No way.
Yeah, that's
who was driving the bus?
Just the driver.
If you had said you, bro, that was gonna be crazy. That's pretty sick too, though. That's creative. I don't see that in a video too often. Yeah, that's huge.
And we had like a fire in the background, right? So that was cool.
A little more cinematic.
Yeah.
Very dope. Who are some people that I know you work a lot with? Parkdale. It's Parkdale.
Yep.
Is that your main person you're tapped in with right now?
I feel like he's been quite consistent.
Yeah. He's dope.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, because there's even just the Asian rap scene in general, especially in the States, is big. So that's a good market for him to try to tap into.
Definitely. Expanding very much. Lifestyle-wise right now, pretty much focusing on work. Do you have other things that consume a lot of your time?
Just life and just trying to move forward, right? Like getting to my age now, you got to do more adult stuff and just planning for the future.
No games.
No games.
Real shit, man. Real shit.
Right, and then I think again, like after COVID or whatever, you realize life is, it's more serious, right?
This is all we have, man.
You can't take a lot of things for granted anymore.
Real shit. I even feel that way with going outside, man. Like, yo, it's trippy. Like, not that long ago, we couldn't be doing this.
Right.
How fucked is that to say? But it's true. Honestly, bro, it trips me out. Do you ever look at your catalog? You got it. I don't know. You've done how many videos? Hundreds?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Do you ever take a look at your catalog and say, holy fuck, bro, like I really built something really crazy with this?
Yeah, it still surprises me, you know? Like I don't want to say I never thought I would come this far or last this long, because I've always believed in myself, right? But it is, you know, looking back, sometimes you just sit there like, wow.
Because it started from zero.
I did this.
Real shit, man. And that's, again, why I really wanted to talk to you, because you're an example of that hard work and that consistency. Look at what you now have.
And that's not even to say, like, oh, I made it, you know?
Right.
I'm here, I'm big, right? There's a long way to go still. There's still a lot to accomplish, but I'm happy for what I've done.
As you should be, bro. I mean, when we see, I think now we're in a time too where a lot of the work that was put in, we're starting to see some, like, the Smiley example is the easiest one. Like, bro, he put a lot of work in and he's doing really well.
Yep.
And now he's gonna repurpose all the videos
all
you
the
did.
Videos, yep.
That's huge, bro. Those seeds you planted, they're growing.
Yeah.
Huge, man.
Yes.
Huge, man. That's why, like, I know Toronto, it's got its flaws. That's why I'm still excited about it, though, because I think there is something happening.
Yeah, I think I think more recently you see a lot more people working together now than before. I would say I think the next step for the city would be just focus on music again.
As opposed to,
like, leaving out certain content in the songs and just try to, you know, just be more musical about it.
I 100% agree, and I think it's
like you can keep talking about what you talk about, just sometimes it's too direct.
I know exactly what you mean, bro. I think especially
and that's what holds it back.
Yes, because how could that be marketed?
You can't.
You talking about people dying and names and all this shit, bro. Who's gonna fucking spend money on you, invest in you?
You can, and what you have to realize too, especially when it comes like to name dropping and stuff, right? At the end of the day, we come from Canada. Nobody cares about this place, right? So to talk about certain stuff like that, it's just pointless.
It's very, very, very small-minded. Like, bro, you're talking about local politics that don't mean anything,
No.
even 2 hours away from the city,
Nobody
let
knows.
alone hours, you know?
Nobody knows.
It's super true. That's, again, I think for you to understand that, for other people to understand that, that's going to help grow.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, this shit doesn't matter. Fuck it. I was in Arizona last year, and I thought, like, at the time, Toronto was on fire. And the people I was chilling with, they had no fucking idea about any of the people I was talking about. And it really opened my eyes. Like, nah, man, there's a lot more work to be done.
The world's huge.
World's huge. It's real shit, bro. It's, again, I think it's important to understand where you come from, important to understand how much work has been put in for you just to get here. Mm-hmm. Now we got that responsibility to push it forward, bro. I think a lot of the rap shit, it's moving backwards. We gotta be moving forwards, man.
Yeah, it's went a little bit off course.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
It'll come back around.
It'll come back around.
Do you have a favorite period of, let's say, Toronto rap history?
I liked like the 2005 to like 2008-ish era.
Right.
Right.
Like TNT.
Yeah, back then, like when the Real Toronto was out, like that whole era, because they pioneered a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
Right. The
accent.
No, not the accents, just the industry, the music, right? If it wasn't for those people, then it wouldn't be the next generation and so on. So I always liked that sound. But then my other, I think, favorite time period for Toronto music would be like 2014 to, I'd say, give or take, 17, 18.
Me too. A lot of that Casper, Smiley, early shit. I agree with you.
That was a good time. And then obviously COVID came. I think just a lot of stuff just fell off.
I think right now it's
Period.
too much influence from other places. Like, I think a lot of Toronto guys are trying to sound like New York drill rappers. I don't know if you feel that way. Like, I don't know. I think it's like there's not like a Toronto feel right now.
I don't think there ever has been.
Interesting. Do you have a favorite Toronto rapper of all time?
I have a bunch.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't just pick one. There's a lot I do like.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, this is actually a question I just thought of now, do you feel like there was ever a time where maybe you were working with too many people and it kind of got you moving in too many directions?
Yes. There was a time I was probably doing 10 to 12 videos a month. Like genuinely that many.
Just a fuckload.
Like full music videos, not like 10 videos where some is just a little
clips and shit.
Small like full videos. That was too much.
That's a lot of videos, man. 3 a week, basically.
Yeah, it was too much.
Was it?
Then, I guess here's advice for up and coming directors. So you have to know your worth and know what your time is worth, because if you're just doing a bunch of these videos for cheap prices, right? Obviously, you can't be charging crazy rates right off the bat with no experience. But as you gain the skills and the knowledge and everything, you have to price your work appropriately, because then you risk running into what I was talking about, where you're doing too much work, and then now you're not able to get the projects to the clients on time, and stuff like that, right? And then you just get burnt out yourself.
Excellent right? Advice, man, because it is like kind of a Western culture of work, but there is a limit to that.
Yeah.
You're not at your best once you cross that line.
Yeah. You got to find that good, just that good ratio of like price to what is your time worth, right?
Real shit. Is it something right now where you are still open to working with anybody if the price is there, money's there, or do you have, what, I'm focused on what I'm doing? It's
not always about the money, and it never should be. Right? You have, number one is you gotta love what you do. You gotta be passionate about that. Number one. Am I open to working with anybody? Of course, but I want to see that you're passionate about your craft too, that you believe in yourself too, and you're willing to put in the time and the effort.
Like that, because you're putting your time in. Whether you're getting paid or not, you're putting your time in. I want it to be worth fucking while too. Real shit, bro. Is any shows or anything that you got coming up? Any like big projects that you want to talk about?
Yeah, we got some stuff behind the scenes that we're working on.
What's your Instagram, bro? Where can people find you?
You can find me at Sonny Visual, SONNYVISUAL.
Gang. Shout out Sonny Visual, bro. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Toronto legend, man. In my opinion, Mount Rushmore of Toronto directors. Can't say that about everybody, bro.
Thank you.
Very legendary shit. Like, comment, subscribe. Go follow Sonny Visual. Shout out the homies in the back recording.